everyone, and welcome to the 2000 Taft Oildorado Grand Parade. It isn't just the Oildorado Parade, it's the Grand Parade, and we call it the Grand Parade because it really is the crown jewel of Taft's Oildorado celebrations every 5 years. I'm being joined today by Nancy Duval. I'm Dennis McCall, and we're going to be sending you both the pictures and some words about today's parade. The parade is actually getting underway. The gunfire you may hear in the background is the Oildorado Posse and the Wood Nickel Gang.
Absolutely. These guys have spent so much time the last couple of weeks out around town. Most people have no idea that they take their vacation time to do this, and they bring wonderful entertainment to the children. They've been to all the schools. They've been down to the college nursery school, and along with the Queen's candidates, they even went to the nursing homes, and the older people really enjoyed their entry there.
Yeah, these fellows have really been active, especially the last couple of weeks. I know the posse has been out busy serving arrest warrants. The Wood Nickel Gang has been busy out serving kidnapping warrants. That was a new wrinkle this year with Oildorado, is that you could take out a warrant to have the Wood Nickel Gang kidnap somebody. And, of course, the ransom was $5, and to get out of jail, if you were arrested by the posse, the bail was $5. So
pretty cheap.
Yes, yeah, it's pretty cheap entertainment, because everybody I saw who were picked up by the posse or the Wood Nickel Gang were really having the time of their life. So.
Oh, they were. You should have seen the kids cheer at Parkview the other day as they hauled off all the principals.
Oh yes, yes. And I remember last week at the high school football game, the posse arrived to take all of the zebras, we call them, the referees, into custody and rode them around in the Hooskow.
Well, last night they kidnapped Jerry Dragoo. They took him out right out of the announcer's booth and down onto the field and presented him with a golden mic, because he is, I guess he's going to break away a little bit from the
He's been telling me that he's been announcing football games at Taft High forever, and that he's going to kind of back away from that and turn the mic over to somebody else. So, that was a fitting tribute to Jerry. So, and I know that at last week's game, Nick Ellis, who is from Taft and is one of the top football officials, and also officiates baseball, softball, and basketball games, and so he wanted to work the Taft High game during the Oildorado celebration, and I think he's the one that arranged to have the officials arrested by the posse.
Boy, these guys have had so much fun. I can't imagine how much ammunition they've gone through, and they've certainly suffered some ear damage, I'm sure.
I'm sure. They're all equipped with earplugs. But, you know, Nancy, this is the 9th day of Oildorado, Blowout 2000. I thought that, you know, at this stage, there goes another plane going over, looked like a little racer plane. But I thought at this stage of Oildorado, my fanny would really be dragging. But everything has gone so well, it just remarkably well, that I think it just has energized everybody. I
think it has, too. I thought by last night I was really ready to take the night off, and we went to the football game and just had a wonderful time.
Exactly.
And tonight, you know, I'm looking forward to the Petroleum Club barbecue this afternoon, and the barbecue at the Oil Museum, and then tonight there's a class reunion of 1960, and then there's a dance at the rec. That's right.
That's my class.
And it's not my class, but I'm going because
I was all there. Well, you're right close. You were almost in our class. So.
Yes.
You'd have been born a year later, so you would have been.
Yep, I would have been there.
In the class, or a year earlier, you would have been in the class of 1960. So, and in fact, I was a little late getting up here for the parade today because I had former classmates stopping by and saying hello. So,
here come some more planes. These airplanes are just the biggest treat.
I tell you, when those B-25s fly over the parade route, it
just gives you goosebumps. I went for a ride in one last Oildorado,
did you?
and I said it was the best $100 I ever spent. So much fun.
They're going to be doing that again. Well, I think our cameras are going to be. There we go.
Oh my goodness! Look at that. Isn't that great? Now those were small private planes.
Yes, they were.
I'm going to take a picture of these guys because I don't have one in my repertoire.
I'm going to do that too.
You guys are going to see us picking up our cameras here every once in a while because we've just had a good time with these guys.
Lee Mackerel.
It's Ken McElmurray.
You're glad we have these.
There's Sheriff Ted. Oh my goodness. We're suffering serious damage here. What a great group of guys.
They do have some loud guns, don't they?
Oh, man, they do. You know, I've done some real shooting, and I never heard anything that loud in the real world of guns. There's some dastardly devils out here today. Oh, my. I think Ken just killed a tree.
Oh, I think, well, leaves are falling off, aren't they?
Yeah. They're throwing up wooden nickels for the kids.
And, and shooting holes in them. That's a big favorite with the kids.
Oh my goodness! Look at all those criminals inside that jail there. That looks like a really scary bunch.
Well, that is a real plum to get to ride in the Hooskow during the Oildorado parade.
Oh, and there's Deputy Jackie. She's throwing whole bags of wooden nickels. Look at that. She's going to have a great arm after all this.
Well, the gunshots are being replaced by sirens. Uh-oh, here comes.
Oh, here comes the wooden nickel
get
gang. Oh man, these guys are.
Billy White and the Wooden Nickel Gang are following
sir.
the posse. The Wooden Nickel Gang has given the posse, Sheriff Ted and the posse, a lot of fits this week.
A lot of fits.
Past week.
These guys.
Yep, there's.
Oh my goodness! There's Shannon McMillan and his great look. I tell you, this guy he just looks like he stepped right out of the West.
I see where he was one of the top winners in the Whiskerino contest, and you're right, he does. He looks like he just stepped out of the wild, wild West. So, I did get an interesting picture. Oh, there they go. They're doing it. They're doing it in unison now.
In unison, in sync. This is the new in sync.
That's a new in sync group. I think I prefer the other one.
Oh man, what a time! What a time!
Okay, today's colors are being carried by the Naval Sea Cadet Corps. This is a Naval and Coast Guard oriented program for young men and women. And these are 6 cadets and 2 officers representing Taft in the O'Callahan Division. The commanding officer is Lieutenant Jip Woodstra. The executive officer is Ensign Paul Isbell. And the drill instructor is retired Marine Corps Sergeant Major Wayne Gant. This unit is sponsored by the United States Navy League, hosting the colors today. So this is a new wrinkle for parades in Taft. Well, Nancy, while the Sea Cadets may be a new wrinkle in posting the colors for our Oildorado parade, this next unit is, I guess we could call them an old wrinkle.
The wrinkled wrinkle.
Yes.
These guys have been around forever. This is a wonderful group of guys. These gentlemen really need no introduction. The Fellows American Legion Color Guard has been taking part in Oildorado parades for 55 years. They are no longer a marching color guard. Now the group is a riding color guard, and that suits them just fine. Hey, they've earned a ride in parades after all these years. These guys have been posting the colors for parades in Taft. Daryl Falke is the commander, and the members are Adrian Maxwell, Gordon Carr, Charles McCarty, and John Schiefelbein. The driver is Jack Skiles.
Well, a parade in Taft wouldn't be a parade without the Fellows American Legion Color Guard. Oh,
look at that plane. It's going straight up.
Yep, there are some stunt planes that have joined the air show today, or the air exhibit and fly-in down at the airport. There are going to be some radio control model airplane demonstration today. We're going to have skydivers. Taft Airport's going to be a very, very busy place today and tomorrow because the air exhibit and fly-in will continue through Sunday.
And the sky seems to be clearing. The clouds are going away, so we're going to have a beautiful day for it. This is the Taft City Fire Department, and Acting Chief Roy Heimuller leads the city's fire brigade. I imagine Chief Roy Heimuller is very happy after last night's football game.
Well, I think so. His son plays quarterback for the Wildcats, and they pulled off a stunning 35-34 upset over previously undefeated Tehachapi Warriors. It was a tremendous game, went right down to the last play. Tehachapi was on the 6-yard line and threw one last pass into the end zone that was incomplete. So a huge, huge win for the Wildcats last night.
And it was so good to see the crowd standing on their feet cheering again. It's been hard the last few years when the kids haven't had winning teams, and so this has just energized the whole community about football. It's just another part of this terrific Oildorado.
Well, it was really fitting. When I saw the end of that game, I thought, Well, it fits. It fits with what's been going on the last 9 days with Oildorado, and it just had to be that way. It had to be a stunning, fourth quarter victory for the Wildcats.
Absolutely.
Just to fit in with the spirit and the theme of Oildorado.
Well, our high school is the crowning glory of Taft anyway, and today we're using equipment from the high school for this broadcast.
Yes, indeed we are.
We're very, very grateful to them.
Well, the county firefighters are aboard some of the newer equipment. They were supposed to have had a 1929 fire truck in the parade today, but I guess it didn't make it over. So.
Oh, that's too bad. I did see an old fire truck when I was down in Ford City. Maybe it'll be coming along later.
Maybe so. Maybe it didn't make it this far because the parade started about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, that's true.
Down at Ash Street and 6th. So the modern equipment represents the equipment that's seen here in the Taft and Maricopa stations. So.
It's nice to see these highway patrol cars in a nice slow pace, not behind me.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, here come the fuzz, Nancy.
Oh, yes.
Police and the Sheriff's Department and the California Highway Patrol and the Citizen Volunteers Crime Prevention Unit with the City Police Department. Deputies on bicycles.
That I like to see. I like those bicycle officers.
That would be fun. I think
so.
If I were an officer, I'd want to do that.
Sir Optimus Club of Taft is still proud of the fact that we purchased this crime prevention van.
That was the original DARE van.
It was the original DARE van, and it's nice that it's gone on to be used still for the service of the community.
Well, we also have 2 units from Hall Ambulance Company, and these rigs represent the most modern, technologically modern ambulance equipment available. I see that they have some of their Explorers.
This Explorer Scout group has always been very active in Taft, and we're really proud of our young people that take part in this. Gives them a leg up on a career.
Well, they've been very active in the community because they do a lot of community service activity and the community service work. So it's been a real addition to the community. Well, look who we have here.
Oh, there's the Grand Marshals of the parade. Vic Barreco.
Vic Barreco riding in front.
Pete Giannopoulos and Glenn Black. And Glenn Black and his famous hat. We told him yesterday at the Civic Luncheon, we think that when he's done with it, that hat should be donated to the Oil Museum.
Well, I think so. It would be a fitting tribute to not only Dolder Black, but also that great hat.
He said
has
that
to really
came from
protect it.
Yes, he said that came from Clarence Williams.
I'll be darned.
And we have
There's
our president
Jim
of
Swearingen.
Oildorado, Jim Swearingen, with his lovely wife, Deanna, and his son.
Yep, John's driving.
John's driving.
And somebody told me that car was from Three-Way Chevrolet. I can't understand why. No, I can't understand
Jim must have some pull at Three-Way Chevrolet.
Yes. That's right. Well, in early Taft, the local dog catcher used whatever means he could to round up stray animals, as we can see with Deputy Dog and his trusty wheelbarrow.
Oh, and look at that vicious animal he has with him. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and a wild mallard out there.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, thank you, a dog biscuit. You're so
kind. All right, we got some
kind.
dog biscuits.
Okay, maybe maybe we should give these to the little guy out in the street.
Yes. But the year 2000 shows great progress in improvements with modern equipment and highly trained personnel with the Kern County and City of Taft Animal Service Departments. So the gray horse, incidentally, that was part of that group was Emir, who was rescued by county animal control officers in an abuse case involving 85 horses. Emir is now the county animal control department's mascot, and he will be on display at the West Kern Oil Museum a little later on today. So.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? I never thought of of a horse being rescued.
It was, and my brother is Jim McCall, and he's the senior animal control officer for the county, and he said that was the saddest case he ever worked on, the 85 horses. They had to destroy most of the horses. They were so emaciated and so sick, and Emir was one that was kind of a miracle. They didn't expect Emir to pull through, but when he showed signs of pulling through, well, they pulled out all the stops to rescue Emir. So, and then they decided that they would just keep him because he sort of exemplifies that spirit, that animals have in overcoming adversity.
That's wonderful. What a great story. I remember now seeing pictures about that in the newspaper and
Yes.
thinking, you know, a cat or a dog can get out and scrounge their own food if
Right.
they have to, but not a
But
horse.
not these horses. And
No.
they were way out in the wilds and being kept in deplorable conditions.
This is the Lincoln Junior High Lion Pride Band and Color Guard. Marlene Mudge is the director, Danny Harris the drum major, Mary M. Finger and Brianna Carnahan are the flag team captains. Tyler Beath is the drum captain, and Melanie Rogers is the flag instructor.
I saw them out practicing the other day.
It's always so much fun to see them out
On
marching
Woodrow
on the
Street,
street.
yes.
Well, they've got twice as many kids as they have in the high school band. Look at that. Isn't that great? Maybe that
Excellent
means our high school...
participation.
Yes, maybe that means the high school band will be bigger in years to come. Oh, they look wonderful. Love those hats. I think we need the scoopers out here.
I
after
think
the
so
horse.
already.
Having a horse at the beginning of the parade may have been a bit of a trouble.
We've only had one horse, and already it's done quite a number on Center Street.
Now that's one good-looking car, Dennis. Remember
Yes.
our car comments?
Oh, yes. Now,
first
that
year?
one is black,
That
isn't
one's
it?
black.
Okay. And that's Mayor
Absolutely.
Bill Baker, the mayor of the city of Taft.
I think I'd just as soon go home in that.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Bill is also a colleague of mine at Taft College. He's coordinator of our Learning Resource Center and teaches history classes and is a native Taftian.
Born and reared here, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is Councilman Roger Miller. Bill Baker was in the Taft High class of 1964, and Roger graduated from Taft High in 1959 and has been on the council for 8 years. And it looks to me like he brought a grandson along with him to ride in the parade.
Well, we have a little bit of a break. I'd like to give the Melodrama a plug. They did such a great job
it's
the other night.
marvelous.
Oh, it's a great play.
And there's one more performance.
Yes,
Sunday at 2 o'clock. So
Yes.
those who are watching us in our live cable cast over cable channel 11 might want to think about getting out Sunday at 2 o'clock for the Melodrama matinee. City Council member Jerry Gibby, class of 1963. And Jerry's been a council member since 1992.
I think that Pete Giannopoulos must have had something to do with these facts. Pete prides himself on knowing the class of everyone.
He certainly does. Well, we've gone from new Corvettes, 3 brand new Corvettes, to a classic car, a 1955 Ford Thunderbird carrying city manager Eric Ziegler.
Now that's my kind
Yep.
of car.
Oh, that is mine too.
I love that.
And they put the top on it. It's got the
I love that.
the porthole
Yep.
top.
And that's turquoise.
Yes,
that's
that is. Yes.
classic.
Yeah, that's Joe
55
Geiger's.
T-Bird.
Joe Geiger's classic 55 T-Bird. And Joe loves driving it around town. I think he might have cruised center a couple of times on Friday night, the night that Oildorado got started with Cruise
the
Night
cruise
and a
night.
street dance.
Yes.
There we're back to a Corvette, and Art Carlton, treasurer for the city of Taft. You know, Art's been the financial officer for the city for 20 years now. And he's running for re-election.
Yes, he's best
he's got
enjoy
some
the job.
challenge there still.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Well, that was a
I don't know
Korean
how
War fighter jet that just flew over the parade route. So
I don't know how many planes we have this year, but it's a lot more than we had in 1995.
It certainly is. And there are going to be a couple of vintage jet planes down at the airport this weekend for people to see. So now here's Assemblyman Dean Flores from the 30th Assembly District, and he's walking the parade, and that's kind of
great.
refreshing.
Yes, that is refreshing. Well, he's nice and young and in good shape,
That's
so he
right.
can do this.
Yeah, right.
We missed him yesterday at the Civic Luncheon.
That's right. Yeah, he was. There were a number of people that didn't quite make it over. I know
Yes.
Senator Jim Costa arrived a little late, but he was able to get there. And there goes that jet again.
Oh my goodness. goodness, what a thrill. It absolutely gives me goosebumps. There's something about these airplanes. Oh, and here in the pickup behind Dean Flores, we have free yard signs.
Free yard signs.
What a great...
Can you imagine a politician doing that?
No, I can't, but that's a good idea.
Signs.
Just come up and grab a yard sign. That's great.
Some of his campaign staff. Well, you know, the parade route and Taft this entire weekend, we're going to hear a lot of things in the sky. We've got the vintage World War II planes, the bombers and the fighter planes. We have some vintage jet aircraft, and we also are going to get a visit today, a little later, by some modern aircraft from Lemoore Naval Air Station, and that should be quite a sight when they fly over the parade route.
Quite a sight. And we have Ken Peterson, who's our district supervisor. Ken's running for re-election, and he comes to a lot of functions in Taft. I think that Ken knows the West Side pretty well.
I think he does. He was at the Civic Luncheon yesterday and spoke.
Yes, he was. And the fighters that you were talking about, you know, that's been quite a coup getting those here. Rear Admiral Bill Putnam, who is a graduate of 62, my class.
That's our class of 62.
Yeah. Is in Washington, D.C., and has a great love of Taft and appreciates the fact that he grew up here at 11C Camp in the oil fields, and his dad was the executive director out at Elk Hills.
That's right.
And Bill helped to arrange this flyover that we're going to have,
and he wanted to be here, but he's in the process of retiring from the Navy, so I think there are probably a few festivities and things going on in his honor back in the nation's capital. So
I'll have to try to get him a tape of this parade,
because
he sure wanted to be here.
He would sure enjoy it.
He and his wife Jan both were really looking forward to it, and it just happened to be that this week was his last week in the Navy.
Well, this is the Maricopa City Council, and the mayor is Eileen Throop, vice mayor is Virgil Bell, and council members Vanita Musgrave and Rocky Schaefer, and they're riding in a 1946 fire truck, a Dodge fire truck.
And Virgil is conversing about hunting with Ken.
Is he?
At this moment, yeah.
He can't even keep his mind on the parade.
His mind on the parade.
Sees an old hunting buddy, he's got to talk about hunting.
Absolutely. Oh, wow, what a great truck we have here. Taft High School Board of Trustees, and look at this wonderful old truck. We have Les Clark, the board president, the class of 61. Tommy White, class of 66. Driving the truck, we have Bill Wickwire, the principal at Taft High School. Jan Garrett Ashley's not on there. Oh, Jan is on
right there.
What's she going to do, 2 floats today? She's doing this and plus
and
the
then
Garrett family
one
float.
later on, so she's got to hustle back to the parade start area.
And Stan Barrett, the class of 43, and Gary Morris, the class of 72, and they can proudly ring that victory bell today.
Exactly, yep, that's the official victory bell for the Taft Union High School Wildcats, and that truck, that beautiful old truck that carries the victory bell. Well, this is, City School Board President Cal Vaughn.
And Cal's up for re-election.
That's right. He was first elected 8 years ago, and he's running for his 3rd term, and he's driving his 1929 Model A pickup that he restored himself.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, former Mayor Bill Lackey with granddaughters Courtney and Christina. Bill was mayor from 1984 to 1986.
And we had the mayor of Taft earlier. Now we have the mayor-elect of Bakersfield, Harvey Hall.
Now, is this a man who takes care of a problem?
Oh,
look at
there
this.
we go.
West Side Volunteers for Ken Peterson, and they've come.
Yep, they're the official parade pooper scoopers. Well, the Corvette that Harvey is in is driven by his daughter Amy.
I think it's a Camaro.
It's
a Camaro. Cars on
yep,
us.
They did. Okay, it's a Camaro, and Amy's driving that. Amy is actually a student at Taft College and plays on our women's basketball team. Harvey is the mayor of Bakersfield, and he's also a member of the Bakersfield College, the Bakersfield College Board of Trustees. But his daughter goes to Taft College.
What a compliment to Taft College.
It certainly is.
That really is. You know, it's too bad the Californian doesn't cover more things like that. It's like the cover.
Yeah, that's an interesting story.
We're very disappointed that they had nothing in the paper about our parade today.
Interesting story. Well, this is champion archer Frances Doyle, and she's been around Taft for many, many years. She was a state archery champion. During her 33 years of tournament archery, Frances won many state and national championships. And I can remember when her daughter Cheryl Lynn was also a nationally known archer.
And Cheryl Lynn actually ran for Oildorado quite one year.
That's correct.
And Frances is carrying an arrow that she has actually fired into the end of another arrow, which is, I would say, virtually impossible to do. And she stated at what distance she did that in the paper, and I can't remember what it was, but it was
incredible
amazing.
Distance, yes. She shot the first arrow into the bullseye, and then the second arrow went into the back of the first arrow.
And we have former Mayor Ken Knotes, Taft High class of 1959. And he's driving a Ford. I believe Ken's selling Fords now at
That's right.
Jim Burke Ford.
He's working at Jim Burke Ford.
It's a beautiful car, and it's white. Oh, now we can go on colors here.
Okay, now what color is this classic Corvette?
Rust. Let's see. That's a beautiful burnt orange.
Burnt orange rust. An off-red. Off-red. Marvin Fuller, another former mayor.
Yes.
And Marvin was in the Taft High class of 1964. So all of these people in the parade and our city leaders have been graduates of Taft High School.
And that's such a compliment to this town.
Division A is the first division. We just completed the dignitary division, and this is Division A. And first up in Division A is the West Side Combined Marching Band. This band, under the direction of David Haywood, combines the musical talents of youngsters from Bell Ridge, Midway School and Fellows, McKittrick, and Lost Hills schools. They have performed all over the county and have received recognition at band reviews in Arvin, Shafter, and Bakersfield.
It's wonderful to take all the kids from those little tiny schools in the outlying areas and put them together.
Yep.
What a great idea.
Nice concept.
The guy in the back with the tuba looks a little old for junior high.
He got kicked out of the 3rd grade because the desks were too small for him or something, and out of the 4th grade because he didn't shave. So.
I think it's nice of him to volunteer to help. This is a great-looking car. Oh, this is the Bob Morton family riding in Bob's 1930 Model A Ford. This model has been in the Morton family since the 1950s. It was driven to high school by Bob, as well as his 5 brothers and sisters. Bob's daughter, Diana, also drove the Model T to school. And I think that's one of his granddaughters there in the front seat.
Exactly. You know, Bob and Sandy Morton were the very first people to jump in and want to sponsor Oildorado. And they decided to come forward and be a gold sponsor, and they contributed $3,000 to Oildorado Incorporated to get the thing going.
Wow, that's great, because that seed money at the beginning is very important.
Exactly. Well, this is a one-of-a-kind drivable pumping unit. It's owned by Bob Morton. It was built by Lufkin and was altered by Hopper Manufacturing to be used in the 1940s at the bottom of the grapevine.
But that's fascinating. I've never seen anything like that before. Well, the Morton family's been in the oil business in Taft for a long time.
Well, this is a beautiful rig, isn't it?
Oh, yes. My goodness, the longtime Taft resident Opal Smith, who's riding in this 1924 Dodge Brothers panel truck, has been a member of the Auto Club longer than anyone else in Kern County. The truck is a restored replica of the emergency roadside vehicles the Auto Club introduced in 1924. Isn't that something?
You know, Opal has been around Taft for many years and was featured in a feature story in the Bakersfield Californian recently. She was honored at a luncheon in Bakersfield for her membership. She has the oldest AAA membership in the entire county.
You know, that looks like it could double as an ambulance,
well,
doesn't
it? Sure could. It's a beautiful car.
All right, we seem to have a little break in the parade here. Must be something exciting going on down there.
Oh, there's some dancers up there, and they're performing in front of the announcer stand up at 5th and Center Street. We might take this moment to talk about some of the things that are still going on in the Oildorado celebration in Blowout 2000. Lots of barbecues this afternoon, so there's going to be, no excuse to go hungry today at Oildorado. Their barbecue is going to be held at the Taft Petroleum Club, at the West Kern Oil Museum, You can
out at the Ford,
out at the Ford, the historic Ford.
Yes.
And also at the Art and Craft Fair that is going on right now down at Civic Center Park.
Yes.
And that's going to be continuing. In fact, they started barbecuing down there at 10 o'clock when the parade started, and they'll be barbecuing down there until 7 this evening.
Oh my, they're going to have a lot of meat on the grill.
Exactly. And then tonight, there's going to be a football game at Taft High School with the Bakersfield Panthers, which is a new semi-pro team.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the Panthers, in fact, are leading their league. They're in a semi-pro league, and they wanted to be part of Oildorado, so they decided to play one of their home games in Taft. In fact, they're going to be in the parade today, the football team and the cheerleaders. And so there will be plenty to eat at the game tonight because a local group is going to barbecue tri-tip. Have barbecue tri-tip sandwiches, and Sinaloa Restaurant's going to be preparing Mexican food at the game.
Goodness.
There's going to be halftime entertainment and all kinds of things. They say they'd like to present a total entertainment package.
And Taft Primary School, Strummers and Stompers. This unique group represents the school's guitar program, which puts a guitar into the hands of every student at least once a week. A guitar club started this year and has 20 students. Their teacher is Betty Newton. Isn't that fantastic?
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
They're strumming and singing.
And I understand the teachers have gotten as big a kick out of this as the kids have, because the teachers have been allowed or been encouraged to learn as well. Look at those shining faces, all in their Taft Primary shirts.
Condors.
Boy, what a group. Those are the future football players and cheerleaders and scientists. It's great to see them.
And probably city council members and mayors.
Absolutely. School board members. They wouldn't think about that now.
No, that's the furthest thing from their mind. They're all enjoying the parade, and I think they're going to entertain us here.
Oh, we're going to have a performance. This is great. Everybody in line.
I think that one little guy is really getting into this.
Oh boy, swing that hat.
Well, we had the strummers and singers, and these are the stompers.
All right, bravo. You know, the Oildorado, the Maids of Petroleum and the Queen and the Princesses and the Wooden Nickel Gang and the sheriffs. We've been at the schools this last week, and the kids, the girls and the sheriffs and the posse got right in and danced with all the kids.
All right.
And the kids just beamed. They loved it. They thought they were getting autographs from the girls. And
I saw some of the pictures that you put on the internet.
Yes.
I opened that file that you sent, and so I looked at all those pictures, and so they looked like everybody was having a good time.
They were. You know, the guys, these old grizzly guys with their beards and being so tough, and they were down there with those little bitty hands and just having a wonderful time. Again, I'd like to say how much we should appreciate these guys for the time they spend.
Oh, they do. They put in a lot of time. Okay, our next entry is a True Value 1963 Volkswagen kit car. This kit car was built in the mid-70s. Dick Winslow has owned it since 1978, and it's appeared in a number of car shows, and I can certainly see why.
Dick Winslow is a very valuable employee at Cooper's True Value. He's a great guy. He'll help you with any project. Assembly candidate Kathy Paula, I think, actually she's supervisor candidate Kathy Paula.
Yes.
And
she brought her pooch along with her.
She brought her dog with her. So. He's getting his exercise today.
Well, Kathy is a challenger for Ken Peterson in the runoff in November. And that race has been probably the most spirited one in the county.
Very contested. Antique Automobile Club of America. This club is for people who like to restore all makes and models of antique cars. Oh, look at that. Sunshine yellow Mustang.
And a red Firebird.
Beautiful red Firebird.
Red. And a Chevelle, a Chevrolet Chevelle.
Oh,
you don't see too many of those around.
See too many of those. Well, now is this a 58?
It looks like a 58 Thunderbird.
Is that a 58 T-Bird?
That's kind of a root beer color. Would you call that root beer?
Oh, Dennis, I think you hit it. That's great.
Okay. All right, I'm getting better at this.
That is beautiful.
Okay, next up was the Christian Motorcyclists Association. This motorcycle club has more than 70,000 members nationwide. The Taft Bakersfield chapter is called the Golden Empire Messengers. They travel the highways and byways, sharing the gospel with motorcyclists everywhere.
What a wonderful goal. Not your typical picture of motorcycles.
No, it certainly isn't. Oh, they're my neighbors, the Bucks.
They look like they're having fun.
Well, I think they have fun whatever they do. That's one of the things that I've noticed when I looked at the parade lineup is there are a lot of wheels in this year's Oildorado parade. We have motorcycle groups, several motorcycle clubs, car clubs, antique car clubs, Corvettes, Thunderbird clubs. It's just amazing.
I think that's the girl I went to school with. Looks like Nancy.
Right?
Looks like Nancy Bosworth.
All right.
I'm guessing. Okay, now we have Shaw's Western Shop. They've been in business in Taft for 13 and a half years. Horses include quarter horses, paint horses, Appaloosas, and Arabians. The cart is driven by Leslie Moe. The cart is being pulled by Cicada, a 4.5-year-old registered Arabian filly. This pinto, and this paint, I don't know whether it's a paint or pinto that Sherry's on, is the most beautiful horse. Oh, I love driving through Valley Acres when he's out there running around in his corral.
Oh, is that right?
He is so gorgeous.
Some beautiful horses.
That's great. They've got their own group. It's nice to see horses. You know, we haven't seen many horses in parades lately, and it's too bad.
Right.
That's great. You know, it's very difficult to saddle up a horse, and unless he's very gentle, keep him calm waiting in a parade line.
Well, especially a parade as long as this one.
Exactly.
Well, our next 5 entries come to us from the Kern County Shrine Club. First up is the Harris Marching Unit, directed by Noble Pete Kaiser. And of course, over here in Taft, we're all familiar with the work the Shriners do because we have, in years past, participated in their famous Potato Bowl game. And they do a lot of marvelous work for their Shriners Crippled Children hospitals and burn units. And they called and said they want to bring a huge group, a big group over for our parade. So they've got a lot of entries.
They do, and I love watching these guys do their little syncopated turns and all that. You can tell they do a lot of practicing. The gentleman's got a great mustache.
Yeah, he should have entered the contest over here.
This is one of our own Taft people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Underwood, wasn't it? Oh, and here's the Shrine Potato Bowl float. This is the float that will be in the parade and at the Shrine Potato Bowl game in December.
Mr. Underwood, you're right.
Yes.
Yes, you're absolutely
Oh, he's
right.
been a Shriner for many, many years.
For many years. Well, and here's an oddity. We have a young Shriner. Seems like everyone's senior citizens. That's great.
Yeah, riding shotgun is Lance Starline. J.D. Skaggs is pulling this unit, and the president is David Scott. It's a pumping unit, pumping for crippled children.
Oh, this is great.
And this is a Shriner's fire truck. It's driven by Mike Goodwin.
That's probably the one I saw.
Strong legs run, so weak legs may walk. That's the theme of the Shriners.
That's a great motto.
And I don't know if you've ever been to the Crippled Children's Hospital. I've been down there a couple of times when Taft College played in the football game, and we took a group of players down. And what a marvelous facility that is. They do so much good work, and it's all free. The people who bring their children there to have disabilities corrected don't pay a dime. It's all done free. And they have, I think, 5 hospitals and 2 burn units across the country. So.
Well, there's no greater work than helping children like that. I admire that so much. Ken Henry in his 1956 Chevy Bel Air. This car has been in the Henry family for 20 years. For an old girl, she still turns heads. She certainly does. Now that's an amazing color combination. Silver and burgundy. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the flames. Oh, I don't care for the mask. That's a bad mask. But look at the flames on the front here. Isn't that beautiful?
Just very subtle.
Very subtle
touch.
Well, there's a couple of monsters in that car, that's for sure.
That car has real chrome on it. You don't see that very much in today's automobiles, do you?
No, you certainly don't. From the way it sounds, I would think there's some good power under that hood, too. And we have Ron Brogdon's 1936 Ford Windsor Coupe. This car has been a member of the Brogdon family since 1959. Ron and Nancy and their grandchildren, Craig and Dwayne. It's navy blue, isn't it?
36 Coupe. And riding in something a little more modern vintage, behind the 36 Coupe, is Dairy Princess Amanda Fannin. Amanda is a sophomore at Taft High School, and as Dairy Princess, she visits local schools promoting the nutritional value of dairy products. Got milk?
I don't see a mustache on her. Oh
and
my
there's the
goodness,
cow.
The cow's passing out candy. Look at that costume on the cow. Oh, Lincoln Junior High cheerleaders, aren't they great? This group recently placed 3rd in the Kern County Fair. Look at those beautiful braid hairdos. Good job, girls. You're terrific. They'll be competing in the National Cheerleading Association Championships at Disneyland in March.
Well, our first float is looming, and it is the Bakersfield Panthers semi-pro football team and cheerleaders that we talked about just a few moments ago. This is the first semi-pro football team in Bakersfield and is comprised entirely of Kern County talent. Tonight, the Panthers, who we mentioned earlier are undefeated in league, will be playing right here in Taft against the LA Falcons. Kickoff at Martin Memorial Stadium will be at 7 o'clock.
Now, I'm amazed. They're all Kern County talent.
Yes, it's entirely Kern County teams. They've done very well. They started the season by playing teams in larger divisions like AAA teams, and they are considered a Class A team. It's kind of like professional baseball. They have 3 levels, Class A, AA, and AAA. And they are a Class A team, and will be playing here tonight.
Fantastic. Hey, welcome to Taft, guys. Oh, they got great beat.
Yes.
All right, they're going to do good because they got good music. And there's Jonathan. He was one of our judges the other night at the Oildorado Queens Contest.
Is that right?
He's a disc jockey at Kelly 95 in Bakersfield, and he's going to be playing music for the game.
All right.
And so they've got him on the float. That's terrific. He enjoyed himself, but he brought his girlfriend along. She was not about to let him come by himself.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay, Division B starts with the Standard Warrior Marching Band. This band has won many marching and music awards in the last 10 years, including a superior rating from the California Music Educator Association in the 7 of the last 8 years. The drum major is Mallory Trueblood, and Grady Walls is the director. Handsome band.
Now this is from Standard School in Bakersfield?
In Oildale.
In Oildale.
Standard Warriors. Love those black and red uniforms.
Oh, aren't those sharp? You know something I miss is majorettes.
Yes.
Or our majorettes. That seems to be a dying art.
The flag team.
Excellent job. Okay, these are the Taft High School buses. These are the newest design and have the latest safety features.
Well, Paul Linder in the transportation department there at Taft High do a nice job, and they have a marvelous fleet of buses and vans, and they really take superb care of those.
And a great safety record. You could just go on and on about the staff at Taft High in every way. Paul Linder and Robin Davis and all the people that work together down there were such a help to me and the girls and my committee when we were doing the Oildorado Queens Contest. And they cooperate with you and help you in every way possible. It's just wonderful. And the facilities are amazing. You haven't been to Taft High in a while.
Yes.
If you're in town from out of town, you should go to Taft High.
Well, I know my
around.
class reunion is tonight, and a couple of people stopped by of my former classmates, and they were planning to take the tour. There's going to be a tour for the Taft High class of 60 right after the parade.
Oh,
they were looking forward to that, and I think they're going to see what I think is probably the crown jewel of high schools in the San Joaquin Valley.
Absolutely.
I know they have a couple of marvelous schools up in the Clovis area, newer schools. But,
yes.
For schools that have been around for a while, you just can't top what Jerry Dragoo and his staff do at Taft High School.
Taft High.
They have marvelous facilities. They're technologically advanced. It's just quite, we can really be proud of the high school.
Okay, member of the Midway and Buena Vista 4-H clubs have struck it rich. They're ready to cap their blowout and start production of their 4-H project animals. The group has won many awards at the county fair last month, including the sweepstakes for themed decorations, 2 Best in Show, and 43 blue ribbons. What a great group. Oh, and they've even got a little lamb. Oh, and is this one of those miniature horses?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I see that on the other side of the float.
Isn't that darling? They're so cute.
Well, the 4-H'ers just completed, late September, the county fair, and that is kind of their big event.
At 11:30, we're going to have Lemoore Naval Air Station with the F-18.
Right. I got it.
Here come your former queens behind, okay?
Okay.
Oh my God, what a production. I had to hand make a sign. You'll be able to recognize the others, okay? So.
Oh, now we have my favorite group in the parade, the Oildorado Queen.
Come on now, really?
Oildorado Queen Brandy Shelby and her maids of petroleum. The 2 princesses are Nicole Gonzalez and Rachel Stoner. This riverboat float was designed by Paula Bryant and built by employees of the Wackenhut Corrections, the folks who run the Taft Correctional Institute. Oh, what a group. I'm going to take a second and take a picture. Do you notice the turning wheel in the back and the smoke coming out of the smokestacks?
Well, the folks at the Taft Correctional Institute certainly did a marvelous job. That is a great float.
They really did. They worked very hard on this. Sherry Kenny and Billy White directed the operation. The maids of petroleum are Chelsea Black, Cheryl Burke, Erin Crane, Casey Clement, Brooke Craghill, Nicole Gonzalez, Stephanie Griffing, Megan Maxwell, Jamie Russell, Suzanne Scoville, and Rachel Stoner. Riding in the convertible are former Oildorado Queens.
They were honored yesterday at the Civic Luncheon, and they include the 1955 Queen, Doreen Coffey, 1960, Barbara Burns West, 1970, Sheila Young, and 1995 Queen, Christy Thompson.
I kidded Sheila yesterday. I said she was my first queen. 1970 was the first year that I worked on the committee and took charge of the Queen's Contest. And it's just been a great experience.
Well, they certainly were enjoying the luncheon yesterday. Barbara was in my class, a class of 1960, so we were able to chat a little bit during the luncheon and
get ready for your reunion.
Get ready for the reunion. We're looking forward to that tonight.
Well, we had quite a thing about this car because we were going to use this beautiful old Cadillac that's Mary Jane Reed's, and we used it down at the football game last night, and it heated up on us a little bit.
Oh.
So we decided it might not be a good idea to drive slowly in the parade today in it. And so Eric Cooper is a hero today. He has scrambled for a car to carry the past Oildorado
Putting
Queens.
together a parade like this, and it just takes an enormous amount of work, and I got involved a little bit last night with it, missed part of the football game, but it's just a tremendous undertaking. Well, this is Ed Madsen, who's proud to be free. Ed said he is proud to display Old Glory, the California flag, and the MIA flag, which is a symbol of American servicemen and women still listed as missing in action in Southeast Asia.
And our number 51 is James Holt and his dog Duke. Duke is the 3rd dog James has had that rides on the back of his motorcycle. This is Duke's 3rd parade. James' first dog, Dirty Harry, rode more than 125,000 miles. His 2nd dog, Bear, rode 25,000 miles. That first dog, Dirty Harry, was the motorcycle riding dog.
Saddle sore dog.
What a great guy. What a great thing to do.
Yeah.
How fun.
We got some great shots of that by David Mitchell, who's operating our mobile camera down on Center Street. He's with the Taft High crew.
And now we have Nancy Brog. Oh, we lost the pickup truck. We have the Twisselman Ranch and crew. The Twisselman family has been ranching on the west side for more than 100 years, raising cattle and kids. Preserving the ranching way of life on the great west side is their passion. Debbie Twisselman is the current Kern County Cattlewoman of the Year. Ken Twisselman is the current Kern County Farm Bureau Agriculturist of the Year. And I think anybody who went to school in Taft went to school with at least one Twisselman.
Exactly.
We've known
and
them
visited
forever.
the ranch. They hosted a lot of student groups out at the ranch.
They are great about sharing their beautiful Indian paintings at Caneros Rocks, and they've done a lot for education as far as that sort of thing and preserving national treasures like that.
Exactly. Well, this is the Berry Petroleum float. Berry Petroleum says that America depends on oil, and without oil, life as we know it would just not exist. Berry is proud to be a producer of energy and a sponsor of the Oildorado celebration. Berry Petroleum is an independent oil and gas producer with a long history in Taft area dating back to 1909. Berry employs more than 120 people and has won a number of impressive industry awards.
And we have Joe White and his electric pickup. This 1971 Chevy Love pickup truck has a 20 horsepower traction motor that runs on 17 deep cycle batteries that are charged by solar panels. It has a 4-speed transmission and a top speed of 65 miles an hour and can go 40 miles on a charge. Well, he can make it to Bakersfield.
Yes, you could get over there before you had to plug it in again. Huh?
Wonder if this is a project that he's done on his own.
I don't know. He's done this. He's been in several of our parades. Well, next up is the West Kern Water District entry. The West Kern Water District has been serving Taft and the outlying areas since 1912. Their mission is to provide a reliable supply of quality water in an efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally responsible manner. The district has 42 employees and works hard at promoting public awareness of water issues. And they put out their little monthly newsletter that we get.
And you know, one of our most proud things, anytime we ever have anybody come visit us from anywhere else, they always say, well, where's your filtered water? And we always say, hey, our water comes right out of the tap.
Right out of the well.
It's always been
right
one
out
of
the well into our taps.
Absolutely. One of our proudest possessions in Taft has always been, have always been our schools and our water. This is Mike Hawkins' 1947 Ford pickup. Whoa! All right. Mike calls this truck Daddy's Pride. It was owned by his dad, who passed away last December. Now that is a flame orange
Yes.
truck. He just couldn't resist that little peel out right there on Center Street.
Now, I know orange was a real popular color when I was in school. There was a color called Competition Orange, and I had a friend who customized a 55 Chevy and painted it Competition Orange. So, well, this is the Western Well 1924 Mack truck. This is a chain-driven truck called a Bulldog Mack truck, and it was used in the oil fields in the 50s and 60s as a well pulling rig, actually. It was acquired by Gordon Holmes from Standard Oil Company in 1949, and it worked mostly wells in the Cuyama Valley area. Fred Holmes restored the truck in 1980 and has driven it in quite a few local parades.
Talk about a wonderful community supporter. Fred Holmes, you know, he's president of the Oil Museum, and was out there yesterday for the dedication that the Masons did for the contribution in the new building, the groundbreaking for the new building. He's a terrific guy. This is the Peace Lutheran Church. Peace Lutheran is promoting its SHARE program, which offers families savings of up to 50% on their food bill. The Food Co-op is a project that helps make the community a better place.
You know, and until I got the information on the parade, the Peace Lutheran Church is right there by Taft College on Emmons Park Drive. And I would see signs out in front announcing that SHARE was open today and the SHARE program, and I really didn't know what it was until we got the information for the parade, so now I know.
Now you know.
Well, next up is Westside Security Patrol, and this is a 1968 Volkswagen, and it was the very first patrol vehicle Westside Security had when it started in Taft in 1972. Westside is now one of the largest locally owned security companies in the county, and the next generation of the Fuller family is beginning to take over the business.
You know that Westside Security is owned by Marvin Fuller and his son, and Marvin was one of the past mayors of Taft.
Exactly.
He was at the civic luncheon yesterday.
And in the dignitary division of our parade today.
And this is Maricopa Gushers Day's Queen and Court. The 2000 Gushers Day Queen is Michelle Bullard, a sophomore at Maricopa High. The princesses are Jennifer Howard and Christina Moss.
Maricopa Gusher Days. They had quite a celebration out there.
That's what I
Got
understand.
out there for part of that.
Oh.
Well, this is the West Side Cheer Club, and I know you like cheerleaders, Nancy. This group is sponsored by the West Side Recreation and Park District and is open to 1st through 8th graders. The classes meet once a week under the guidance of April Capehart, who's a student in one of my classes at the college. And they participate in the annual alumni football game and at the Kern County Fair. Well, it's a good idea to start them out young, huh?
Sure is. Okay, the Kiwanis Club of Taft. The Kiwanis Club is celebrating their 75th anniversary. Lieutenant Governor Phil Field is on the float, along with Mr. Junia Gilbert, who is, Mr. Gilbert, who is 105 years old. The club sponsors scholarships to Taft High School and college students. The club's primary focus is serving youth groups. The club's activities include collecting smoke detectors and trauma bears and helping Alpha House, the Association for Retarded Citizens, better known as the ARC, and the Salvation Army. They had their casino night last night, and I heard it was a huge success.
Do you think Mr. Gilbert is the oldest person in the parade?
Well, I would certainly think
105?
so.
I think that'd be a good bet.
I think so.
If you're going to bet at casino night, you'd bet on that, wouldn't you?
You'd bet on that, that's for sure.
Okay, this is the Franklin Field Horsemen's Association. And I don't have the names of the riders, but we have the names of the horses in this group. They're Smokey, Jackpot, Dakota, and Babe. Smokey is 27 years old and won first place in the last Oildorado parade. Dakota is a 2-year-old filly that has just been broken. And Jackpot is a rodeo horse. Maybe we'll be participating a little later today in the rodeo at Franklin Field Arena.
Oh, yes, that's a great activity that we want to be sure and plug. Wish we knew which horse was which. The rodeo starts at 2 o'clock and is sponsored by the Seroptimus Club of Taft. And we sort of decided we were going to do it in memory of Chris Patton. As you know, Chris is the promoter of the rodeo and who suddenly passed away this past week. And it's been very sad and very difficult for the group working on it to go on. But they're doing it in memory of Chris with a lot of help from Cecil and other people that have worked for Chris for years. And so we know it's going to be a big success. And there's food available down there, so you can eat down there if you don't want to go to a barbecue first. And the tickets are still available. There was a rumor earlier in the week that
it was
sold out,
nope,
but it is not sold out. Tickets are still available. We hope you'll come down, and it is an international sanctioned rodeo.
Yes, a professional rodeo.
Yes, it is professional. Now, I saw this thing on the street down in Ford City, and I laughed and laughed. Tell them what it is, Dennis.
Well, this is the Doodah Division, the beginning of the Doodah Division, which is a new division for our parade. And it's a Taft City School District silly golf carts. These golf carts are driven by Dolores Jaster and Sue McNew. And one is completely covered up.
And it's a big tumbleweed. It looked like this big giant weed coming down the street.
Can you imagine seeing that coming down?
Isn't that
and knowing you haven't had anything to drink yet and see that coming down the road?
It's early on Saturday morning, and here comes the biggest tumbleweed I've ever seen.
That's amazing.
I'm sorry.
Nice job.
We missed the Taft City School antique bus.
Yes,
that was a 1954 Crown School bus. Yes. I suppose it's the newer features are all inside because they all look like school buses.
They sure do. They sure do.
Oh, this is the Kmart Shopping Cart Brigade.
Oh, did we miss one here? Oh, okay.
Kmart likes to build on its tradition of supporting the community through the March of Dimes, Kids Race Against Drugs, and in-store shopping sprees for underprivileged children. Kmart and its employees look forward to serving the community now and into the future. Thank you, Kmart, for coming to Taft.
Doing a little advertising and promotion while we're marching in the parade.
Thank you.
Oh, they're passing out computer, CD.
Totally free internet service, blue light specials.
Well, can you imagine that?
No.
Kmart having a bluelight.com. Well, looks like we have a little gap in the parade here. So we might talk a little bit about some of the things that have happened. I think Oildorado got off to a really great start on Friday the 13th, and I think some people were a little worried about, gee, Oildorado beginning on Friday the 13th, but it got started off with a marvelous cruise night and a street dance, and that really kind of signaled, I think, was a good bellwether for Oildorado, because from there, things just even got better.
It did, and the next night they had the class of 1945 reunion.
Exactly.
And I had a cousin who came to that, and she had a sister and granddaughters and daughters who came and joined her, and there were apparently a lot of people who did that. And so it was a generational reunion, not just a reunion of the class members, and they just thoroughly enjoyed it. And Saturday, I'm trying to think of what else went on that
we had
Saturday.
the Downtown Street Fair, which was an overwhelming success. I talked to some of the organizers of the street fair, and they were just really amazed, and they got such great positive feedback from the vendors who came in from out of town and set up booths and things, and they want to come back if we have another street fair.
Well, that's good.
So it was enjoyable. It was a success for the vendors who came in, and the crowds, if you were downtown during Saturday or Sunday, were just tremendous. So I think it was a huge success for them. And then, of course, that first Friday and Saturday night were the Supercross motorcycle races at Franklin Field, which was another tremendous success. And I've talked to some of the people who were involved in that, and they're talking about having a Supercross track here permanently now.
Isn't that
and have regular Supercross motorcycle races. And of course the track is going to be converted into a BMX bicycle racing track for the BMX bicyclists. That'll be a year-round operation down there.
Right, and that's such a great thing for the kids in Taft, because that has always been a problem, not enough for kids to do, so having that BMX track will be great. Well, in the
it was one of the motorcycle race was kind of a new wrinkle for our Oildorado celebration, and a tremendous success.
Yes, and the two young men that organized that were Daryl Melton and Darren Layton.
Right.
And they did a terrific job, and with great help from Huddleston Crane and the people who built it. Actually, it was almost completely volunteer.
It was all volunteer, and they got so many people sponsoring and
David
participating in it.
And the cement companies. All right, we're ready to go again.
Well, this is entry number 67, Roberta Howe and the Pygmy Goats. Oh, look at those little things. Aren't they cute?
Oh, they're so cute.
Roberta has just started raising and breeding pygmy goats. She has a registered male that has done breeding for the 4-H clubs, and she's a member of the PGA, and that's not the Professional Golfers Association. That's the Pygmy Goat Association.
That's a great play on not words, but initials, huh? Also, the gala was that Saturday night,
Exactly,
and what an incredible feat that was. It was just amazing. Ed Gaither and his dad, Jim, put it together with great help from Debbie
They've been working
Reed.
for a couple of years on
Yes.
that. I think they started about 2.5 years ago planning this.
And almost nobody could believe it would actually happen. A tent on 25 Hill.
And a Ferris wheel, and
Yes.
added a great deal of elegance to the hill
Absolutely.
property, didn't it?
Gave us an opportunity to get dressed up and go out.
Yes.
And a lot of young people. The best thing about it to me that night, where there were so many young people there, and I kidded them and said, I know you thought this was the Duffer Ball, and I said, only young people will come if you come. And so they enjoyed it, and they had a great time. Cowboy Cleaning. Zach and Kara Stark show off the advanced technology available to all cowboys at Express Cleaners. John and Cindy Stark are the owners of this new business. Look at those little ones in the tubs. These kiddos are some good sports. Look at that.
Cowboy Cleaning for just 5 cents.
Those sweethearts are getting a real taste of the street today, aren't they?
And Cindy's running for the city school board this year. Wanted to get involved in that. So there's Zach. Good close-up of Zach. Okay, next up is the Taft College Children's Center. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. The Taft College Children's Center has provided child care services to the community since 1972. This single-site daycare center is the largest in the entire state of California. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
And it takes care of more than 300 children a day, ranging in ages from infant to school-age children who are involved in the Latchkey program, which is an after-school program for youngsters whose parents work and there's nobody at home when they get out of school. So we have them bus down to the daycare center and have a variety of programs for them down there. So Leslie Dragoo and her staff down there do just a marvelous job, and the Taft College Center is really kind of the crown jewel of children's centers throughout the state. The state is really pleased with what we do. Oh my gosh, look at these folks.
Oh my goodness, look at this. These are the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Leading the charge is Principal Kathy Oren. Even though students can't ride skateboards and scooters to school these days, who knows what the future will bring. These 4th and 5th graders have a lot of Roosevelt spirit and are proud to be part of Taft Oildorado's Blowout 2000. All right, look at that, and they all have on their helmets. They're being safe and sane. I have a feeling they're going to take off here in a minute. Look at that. Isn't that great? Went down to Roosevelt for their hoedown last week with the Maids of Petroleum and the sheriffs and the Wooden Nickel Gang, and they were treated to dancing with these kids, and they had a great time.
Look at all those scooters.
Oh, look at this hot purple scooter. Isn't that something?
Very well. That's the latest wrinkle in scooters, is the one that has the wheel in the front, the bicycle-type wheel in the front, and then the 2 smaller ones in the back. And it gives a lot more stability, I guess, to the kids.
Yes, and it has brakes.
Yes, has brakes. So there's been a lot of concern in the medical profession about the number of kids that are coming into emergency rooms because they took a spill or a hitter on their little miniature scooters. So. Okay, next up is Mercy Westside Hospital. This is the medical equestrian team. Mercy Westside's medical team of, quote, professionals look more like rodeo clowns today.
Hey, can we enlist your help down at the rodeo? We may need another clown or two down there. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's our Navy fighters, our flyover from Lemoore Naval Air Station.
Yes, that roar you heard. 4 F-18 fighter jets, which is the most modern in the fleet of our Air Force fighter jets, just flew over the parade route. They flew out of Lemoore Naval Air Station, a little north of us here. They can't land at our airport, at Taft International Airport, but they are doing a flyover, and they were impressive.
We hope
I think that they're going to be back.
Yeah, yes. They're going to come down the length of the parade here pretty soon, we're sure. What an exciting feeling that is. Okay, let's see. We are the Olivier Middle School Lions Pride Club. This marching band from Greenfield won first place in music performance 2 years in a row at the Garces Band Competition. Olivier is a new school. It opened just 5 years ago in the Greenfield School District. The director is Stan Birchenstrider. Drum majors are Elizabeth Olivier and Valerie Salinas.
And some band. Yeah, that's a new school over there in the Greenfield School District.
Well, they've built so many new schools in Bakersfield in the last few years.
Can you imagine?
It's amazing.
There's a new high school online, Liberty, and they're planning other ones.
You should come and look at the good schools in Taft and live over here.
Exactly, yeah. And entry number 75 is the United Methodist Church, which was the very first church in Taft. For more than 90 years, this church has been providing a spiritual community for all people. The church also operates a preschool program.
Oh, I'm so excited about these planes. Just makes me really sorry Bill couldn't be here for this.
Keep watching the skies to see if the F-18 fighter jets make another fly over the parade route. Boy, they were here and gone so fast.
I don't think they have slow gear on those things.
I don't think so either.
The Methodist Church had a old-fashioned ice cream social the other night that they invited the Maids Petroleum to, and some of the girls were there. In fact, a couple of the girls are part of the Methodist Church congregation and helped with it, and I didn't go because I was afraid I'd eat at least 3 bowls. I knew I couldn't eat 1 bowl of homemade ice cream. Okay.
Well, let's see. What do we have here? This must be the Christian Wheelers. Nope. Looks like we have another entry, sort of the UMC preschool. Oh, this is the United Methodist Church preschool program.
Oh, this is your preschool program. Yes. All right. Look at all those little red wagons. Got cans tied to their tails.
Here they come. Oh, my.
Oh, man, this is so exciting. I'm sure glad
that shakes things up, doesn't it?
Sure does. I'm sure glad we're seeing these from a point of pride and
not
not from a point of attack. These are the guys who take care of us and keep us free. You can see them making a turn down there
All
towards
right.
the north.
I think they're going to be heading back. Oh, these are the belly dancers.
Here we go. This belly dance troupe is called Soul of the East and is from the Talana Belly Dancing School in Bakersfield. The dancers are Talana, Vivia, Becky, Patty, Trisha, Robin, Debbie, Danita, Pam, Rhonda, Gary, Lisa, Danny, Mary, and Tasha. The Sultan is Craig Lauren from Taft National Bank. Hey, Craig scored the job today, didn't he?
Sure.
All right. What a great group.
Well, Vivi Arts is on that, is part of that group. I didn't know she was a belly dancer. There she is. Well, here come the Jets. Well, maybe not.
Belly dancing is great exercise. It's wonderful, and it's always been a very fun thing to do. This is the Christian Wheelers miniature horses. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, is that amazing? They had their landing gear down. Isn't that something?
Looks like they had the landing gear and the flaps down.
Flaps down. That's the only way he can slow that baby down. Oh, what a thrill. Sorry, folks, back to the Christian Wheelers miniature horses. These folks like to show off their American miniature horses. They go on drives to the Bakersfield area and participate in horse shows and parades. These little horses are good-natured. They are friendly, smart, and fun to have. I'd like to have one for a pet. Oh, you feel that rumble. Must be coming back.
Well, next is the Taft Branch Library, and there's a book blowout going on in Grandma's attic. This volunteer group conducts a story time for 5 to 8-year-olds every Saturday morning at the Taft Library. The official grandma is Janet Fishburne, who has enlisted the help of 24 volunteer readers from the community to share with children their talents and their love of books.
And there's Lila Schultz.
And Janet's
Kathy Edgecombe
in the rocking chair.
And Kathy Edgecombe with her great Dr. Seuss hat.
She's the librarian.
The 99% Motorcycle Union. This motorcycle group calls McFarland its headquarters and was organized to bring together all makes, models, and sizes of motorcycles. The group is organizing a run to the Conal Allensworth State Park and a parade to be held next month.
But we hear jets and motorcycles rumbling in our headsets, don't we?
We certainly, and now we have tractors.
This is Dale Combs, who collects tractors, and he uses them on the family farm near Bakersfield. All of these tractors.
Wow, that's a hot one.
Yes. All of the tractors are row crop machines, and the years they were built were 1951, 53. There's a 1946 row crop tractor, and one of 1949 vintage. And these tractors still work on the farm.
That's great. Did you see those pictures in the Californian of those corn mazes that they're doing? I thought that sounded fascinating. I wish they would put one in near here, because we have so many cornfields near here, between Taft and Bakersfield. And I thought, what a fun thing to do. Once the corn's all harvested, then they just make a maze within the cornfield, and people pay to go in and try to find their way out.
Yes.
I always wonder
Sounds like a fun thing to do.
It does. I always wonder if they go through at the end of the evening and shoo everybody or lead everybody out.
There are two of the Queen candidates over there.
Two of our maids of petroleum across the street. They must have finished their ride in the parade, and now they're going out to enjoy their time. These girls have been so wonderful.
Well, I was so impressed with the contest the other night.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. I've never had such positive comments about the whole group of girls, about how everybody is so impressed with how well behaved they are. And
well, every facet of it was just overwhelming, and I went down to take some pictures, but from start to finish, it was, it never lagged. It was just exciting. The talent that these girls had was just truly amazing. So there's Assembly candidate Ken Kay.
He's the Republican candidate for Assembly. We've had so many positive comments about the show the other night. I feel badly for people who didn't make it. The girls were intimidated by the talent at the beginning, and they got into it, and they had a wonderful time. I think the marching in at the beginning to Pretty Woman just set the stage for the whole
set the
evening.
tone.
It
It
did.
certainly set the tone.
And the audience was absolutely wonderful. They clapped for everybody. They cheered and hooted and whistled for everybody.
Well, I think the audience really kind of helped put the girls at ease.
Oh, they did. They
And,
helped them tremendously. I'm hoping that when Don shows it on Taft television, that people will watch it and enjoy it. We have the American Red Cross. Roanne Rourke is the manager of the local Red Cross office, and she's driving a miniature car. The Red Cross is a new headquarters in Taft. That's good to hear.
And it's right across the street from us here at the old-fashioned Crossroads building. They just opened that about 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's been needed for a long time. Thank you for being here.
Next up is Mercy Westside Hospital, and the title of this float is Then and Now. Westside Hospital has been serving the community for more than 50 years. The float depicts old and modern equipment with employees dressed in styles both old and new. I don't know who the patient is there.
Oh, I don't either, but he does not look well. I'm sure the hospital would be able to take care of him.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Classic Dreams Car Club. This group is dedicated to the restoration and preservation of classic cars made before 1959. Look at that pickup, that Chevy pickup.
Right.
Oh my.
Hydraulics.
Absolutely. That's beautiful, guys. And look at this.
Lowriders.
It's a Chevrolet Apache.
Oh, it's a lowrider too. Look at the hydraulics. The back end is coming up now.
What a great show they're putting on. And look at this lovely navy blue.
Look at that deluxe.
Isn't that something? Look at the little hoods on the lights in the front. And a blue Chevy here. Oh my goodness, we have flames out the tailpipe. Oh, that's fantastic. And over here we have a beautiful blue Studebaker. And look at this, a turquoise and white one,
Studebaker President.
And another turquoise and white Studebaker.
You don't see many Studebakers around.
No. Somebody's got a great horn. It must be the EOD Energy truck. EOD Energy propane tanker. EOD Energy operates crude oil and gas pipeline systems nationwide, along with marketing and transportation services. They're playing music on their horn for us.
One of the things that we've had in today's parade is lots of sounds.
Lots of sounds.
Vintage warplanes, warbirds, jet aircraft.
The ultimate modern jet aircraft.
Sirens. The music from the bands.
You know, it's really too bad you can't have more bands and parades anymore, but it's school budgets have gotten to be to the point where they can't pay to bus the kids to different cities for parades.
And the other thing that complicates things is there are 2 band competitions in Kern County this time.
Yes.
Today, in fact. And so we had 2 bands who sent in their entry form and then backed out because they decided to go to a competition. And so that's what bands do today. They compete at band festivals and so forth. And so that's why parades, I think, suffer because so many bands go to competitions.
They do, and you know, they actually get more publicity out at parades than they would at the competitions. They would be more
people would see them, too.
More people would see them at the parades.
This is a 1934 model half-ton truck. Jack Lauk of Bakersfield drives this 1934. It's called a BB half-ton that his grandfather bought and used on his farm in the Carrizo Plains. The engine on the bed of the truck is a Jagger hit-and-miss engine. Both will be on display at the West Kern Oil Museum after the parade. Look at that gas engine.
Isn't that something?
It's marvelous.
And number 87 is a 1930 Chevy pickup. Herb Mitchell is joined by his wife Elma and grandson Brandon in his restored 1930 Chevy pickup. Herb bought the truck in New Cuyama and restored it with parts from several different states. Now that's a grass green pickup, wouldn't you say?
Okay, what color is the van here that's carrying Cub Scout Pack 1?
Looks like English racing green.
All right, I'll go for that.
I like that color. That's one of my favorite car colors, so I like that. Do you notice the little play on words there, Tiger Wolves?
Yes.
Cub Scout troop.
Okay, next up we have some more antique vehicles. Look at these trucks. They're from the Travers and Sons Wheat Ranch in the Carrizo Plains. They're both 1931 Model A grain trucks. The hand crank dump truck was used to haul grain from combines to the storage tanks. And behind it is the bobtail, which hauled the grain from the storage tanks to the railhead in McKittrick. These trucks were used from 1933 to 1991. Today, the trucks are being driven by Alden and Marty Laux, the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of Louis Traver, founder of the ranch. And these trucks are going to be on display at the Oil Museum, too, after the parade.
Oh, here's the Rotary Club advertising their wine tasting this afternoon. This homemade dune buggy is driven by Taft College's superintendent, President David Cothran, to publicize the Rotary Wine and Microbrew tasting event that will be held from noon to 5 p.m. today at the historic fort.
Looks like the family pooches are riding in.
Certainly does.
Now, Dr. Cothran built that dune buggy. It used to be black and gold, but he had it painted last week to a different color scheme.
He's taking it to Taft High colors.
This is Bill's hot oil service truck. Billy Stamper is driving a truck that heats oil for shipping, and he's the only hot oil service in Kern County. He has owned and operated the company for 12 years. I wondered what that truck did. I've seen that around.
That's interesting because I have two and I had no idea what it did.
Well, it probably takes the heavy crude oil and heats it up to make it flow a little better, and then takes it to market.
Here we are with Division D, the Haven Drive Middle School Band and Flag Team. Doug Autry is director of this band from Haven Drive in Arvin. It's quite a beautiful group of flag girls we have here. You know, one of the things that the Oildorado Committee did in order to facilitate bands coming today was they're buying all the kids lunch. They're giving them vouchers, I think, for McDonald's and Burger King and the local fast food restaurants, so where the kids will all have their lunch paid for them today by the Oildorado Committee. I like that beat.
Well, as the band drifts off, next we have a group of Model Ts. These are sponsored by the Taft Lions Club, and the Lions of Taft are participating in the Oildorado Parade in a big way. Floyd Adams is in charge of this group, and they have kind of joined forces with the Fort Preservation Society. So our next 4 or 5 or 6 entries in the parade are sponsored by the Lions Club. Look at the patrol car.
Well, the Lions Club is a very active club in Taft. They do a lot of good things, and they are out and about and seen on a lot of different levels because they are doing a lot of good in Taft. And they've had barbecues at the fort, and we really appreciated the fact that they fed the Maids of Petroleum the other day during the Whiskerino contest and the costume contest and the hair bun contest. That contest has expanded greatly, and the Lions Club was a very active force out there at the fort while that was going on. And Dennis Falke was in charge of that, and he has expanded his beard contest to include several different facets of things. I would hate to judge that. The costumes were wonderful. The little kids.
That was another event that went off really well. Well attended, great enthusiasm shown down there, and everybody really enjoyed it.
Okay, is this the Lions Club float?
Mm-hmm.
The fort was designed to be a replica of the famous Sutter's Fort in Sacramento. It was completed and dedicated May 22nd, 1940. It was the headquarters for federal, state, and county offices then. Now it houses small businesses and service clubs. Jim Fiskus is president of the Fort Preservation Society. Susan Banner is vice president. Ron Waldrop, treasurer, and Carol Jackson, secretary.
Well, they're depicting life in the early days of the oil fields with the saloon.
And we've got some of our costume winners from last Sunday out here. I like the bathtub on the back. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And that's a true Oildorado float.
Call it the Fort Blowout of 1910.
Oh, look at the colors on this beautiful.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? These are Model A's, Model A Fords. Roy Romagno is driving the lead car, which is a 1915 Ford Model T touring car. The Kern County Model T Club was formed in 1964 and has more than 100 members. Well, they sure have some lovely cars in today's parade, don't they?
Oh, they do. We appreciate this so much. They're coming over here for this. This is terrific. There's a lot of people who really appreciate and love these old cars. You know, they take a lot of loving care and a lot of time and a lot of energy, but the people who drive them and participate in this have a wonderful time. Look at this one, all made out in Americana. Isn't that beautiful? Good morning. Thank you for coming.
These folks have a good time. They go to car shows and parades and show off their pride and joy, because that represents probably thousands and thousands of hours of restoration work.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of work and a lot of money. And they take really good care of them. I love the horns. Oh, that's a good one. That's a great horn. I don't think they have air conditioning in those.
I don't think so either.
Now, this one's air conditioned. Look at the handheld windshield wiper. He's making his windshield wiper go back and forth with his hand.
Look at the that's a classic car from the Classic Dreams Car Club that went by earlier. So I don't know whether it stalled and had to get started again. But look at the air conditioner in the window.
Oh, we had one
It was
of
one of
those.
those old ones. You pulled the
remember.
crank and the water would flow over the cooler pads.
Absolutely. I remember having one of those.
Yeah. Had one in a 1956 Plymouth, turquoise Plymouth, that our family owned.
These are Motor City cars, and they've brought some over to show them off in Taft. I wonder why they didn't bring us a Porsche. Isn't Motor
I think
City?
that they could afford to do that.
Oh,
They
look at
brought us
that
a
beautiful.
Lexus.
There's that new Lexus. Isn't that
Beautiful
pretty?
blue Lexus and a Saturn. Well, the earlier float that we saw was the Fort Preservation Society, and this one is the Taft Lions Club coming down the street. Boy, those guys have been active. They've been barbecuing sandwiches and tri-tip and having dinner and entertainment out at the historic fort. I don't know how they do it. They're so busy during this last 2 weeks.
They're a very busy club. They've got quite a few members.
They must have a lot of stamina, too, to be able to do all of this.
They've got pretty girls on the float, too. Looks like they've got a mock-up of a rig on there. They're pulling a well.
The Lions Drilling Company, they call it.
Now, she doesn't look like a roughneck. Oh, they got a bar, too. Boy, they're just having a great time. All right. She cheats? No, I know her. She doesn't cheat. Well, maybe just a little. I bet he cheats, too.
Got a card game going, high-stakes poker game.
You got a hot tub on the
and
back
a hot tub
here.
in the back. Yeah.
Yes. You can work, you can play, and you can bathe all
There
on
you
that
go.
float.
Some more new cars. These are from Taft Family Motors.
This is the first Oildorado celebration for Taft's newest car dealership. They're proud to be a part of the community and appreciate the support they've received since moving to Taft. We've appreciated their help. They loaned us a great 12-passenger van for me to take the Oildorado Queens candidates back and forth to Bakersfield. And Ken
To the Wasco Parade?
Yes, to the Wasco Parade. And Ken McElmurray has been terrific to work with on that. Well, they've got us just a whole car show here.
I think they must have cleaned off their lot today.
I don't see that new Suburban. This is beautiful. And now here comes San Joaquin Motors. Taft San Joaquin Motors is the Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer for Taft for the past 7 years.
Of course, the folks at San Joaquin Motors are sad these days because of the passing of their president and owner, Chris Patton.
Chris was a very community-minded person. He did a lot of good, contributed when you'd go to talk to him, and he's just a great guy. He's going to be much, much missed.
Well, things have kind of gotten quiet on the parade, along the parade route. These cars are so quiet. Now the old ones make a little noise. And the lowriders not only made noise, but spewed fire out of the exhaust pipes.
Oh, that was really
These
something.
cars are much, much quieter.
Even the trucks are nice and quiet.
Well, I see looming up behind the new vehicles is the Taft Lions Club motorhome, and they're raffling that off. And so they're going to award that today at 5 o'clock at a drawing to be held at the historic fort. And of course, the raffle is a fundraiser for Lions Club and their many activities. Now, is that pumpkin orange? Would you call that?
Oh, I probably.
Would you call that
pumpkin orange? That's great.
Orange?
You're getting to be quite good at this. I think pumpkin orange
It's all my
says it.
experiences doing parades with you.
And driving it is Carol Jackson, who's very active in the Fort Preservation Society. Jim Fiskus is the president of the Fort Preservation Society, which was formed to restore and preserve the historic building, which is celebrating its 60th anniversary. And you know
Where's
they can.
Jim?
Well, I know you. And these are the Studio L dancers. This group has won many awards for parade performances. They perform at Christmas and hold a recital every May. And the dancers have been invited to perform at Disneyland next summer.
Oh, that'll be fun, won't it? Get to go
Happy
to Disneyland
Oildorado.
and do their thing too. It's Kathy Stacy on the back. Pat Jones.
Oh, here's the Mustangs.
Oh, all right. The Golden Empire Mustangs. Now, this group was founded in 1982, and these folks are dedicated to the preservation and enjoyment of Ford Mustangs. It is a family-oriented club, and they go to car shows and hold picnics and have cruises and racing and technical workshops that they put on for Mustang lovers.
Ooh, I like this copper color. That's pretty. And they've got the classic red, of course, and the burgundy. And now we have a modern white one.
I don't know. I think that you
That's
call
more
that
root beer.
copper?
No, that's more root beer.
That's what
Yes.
I would say. That's root beer.
At a distance, it was copper. And we have a parade hold up here for a kiss. Must have
That's
seen
all
somebody
right.
hadn't seen in a long time.
Right.
This is one of the greatest things about Oildorado is everybody around town is reunioning with old friends. Friends they had in school. You're walking down the street, you go, oh my goodness, I remember you from school.
Well, this is an antique fire truck, and one of the Bud girls, so one of the Bud Light girls, this antique fire truck is owned by Three-Way Chevrolet of Bakersfield, which bought and restored it to its original condition. And the driver is Ted Nicholas, and one of the Bud girls on the back. Blowout 2000, Three-Way Chevrolet and Bud Light. That's a beautiful truck, isn't it?
Yeah, now you sure you're looking at the truck?
Was it the red thing that the
It was the red thing that the
was
Bud girl
driving
was standing
Okay.
on, yes.
I know that her dress is navy blue with red trim, and her hair is very, very blonde,
Very
and her
blonde.
legs very long. I did notice that.
Very good, Dennis. Albertsons Market. Albertsons, your neighborhood store, wishes Taft happy birthday. The store offers a community partners program that sends 5% of your purchases back to nonprofit organizations. I like the chicken. I'd like to steal that chicken. I'm a chicken person, and that's a really bad-looking chicken, but it'd be great in my collection.
The chicken looks dead. Maybe we should give it a dog biscuit that we have here on,
There's
on
an
our
idea.
table.
They're featuring some of the things they sell at the store. They've got a nice live plant section there at the store now. And they have quite an Oildorado display in their parking lot that someone went to a lot of work to put
They
together.
sure did. Well, this next classic car is an MGTD, Duchess Classic. It's a 1952 vintage, and it's owned and driven by James Wilson of Taft.
You have to keep your eyes open.
1952 MG.
Yes, isn't that great? You keep your eyes open around town because there's just so many people who come back to Taft for Oildorado. One of the things that keeps this special is this every 5 years. I'm
Yes.
so glad they've never thought about going
Yes.
soon.
And after working on it, I wouldn't want to do this every
Well, we
year.
couldn't
I
do it.
don't
Well,
think
there's
we
no
could.
way. There's no way. Bruce and Carolyn Holmes own this 1934 truck with a hopper well puller on the back. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's great.
That's another of the rigs that are on display at the West Kern Oil Museum in their transportation building.
Everyone should make it to the Oil Museum this afternoon because they are
yeah.
having a terrific display out there.
That, I think, is one of the hidden wonders of our community, is the West Kern Oil Museum, and it's all volunteer. They have an all-volunteer staff. They don't have any paid workers, and those ladies who volunteer down there just do a marvelous job.
They do, and they work hard.
Oh, this is number 52. They must have. Let's look back in our parade. Nancy Brogdon in her 1947 Ford pickup. So somehow must have showed up late or somehow got out of the parade order.
This is a group that I admire so much, these Circle T dancers. Great group of folks who get together and square dance, and they just have the best time. They get all snazzied up in their great little outfits, and they dance their way, and they've danced their way to health because these people get some great exercise doing this.
Well, that is good exercise.
And they always look like they're having so much fun. Those ladies swishing the skirts and the guys clapping.
Well, you know, they did their first do-si-do here in Taft back in 1986. And the club has dancers as young as 12 years old. They get together once a week at the Veterans Memorial Building, and then they stage a dance the first Friday of every month.
Doing good to dance on that float. Boy, I tell you, I admire that. Oh, now this is a great group. These are the Choros Unidos de Bakersfield. This equestrian group has been breaking, training, and educating horses for more than 35 years. Rijolio Peña is aboard the lead horse. He is a professional horseshoer. Peña and his horses have appeared in the famous New Year's Day Rose Parade. These horses and the costumes that these men wear are so beautiful.
How do you educate a horse?
Look how they
go to classes and...
Well, it takes a lot of training and a lot of patience. They do a wonderful job. I love the way this one dances. I believe we saw these horses in the Wasco Rose Parade, and they were one of the best things in the parade.
Well, next up is the float from my employer, Taft College. This float was designed and built by students at the college, and they want everybody to know that they are proud of the diverse campus and the ability to keep up with technology. Students on the float represent the various clubs and organizations, including the Associated Student Body and Alpha Gamma Sigma, which is the Scholastic Honor Society, the Best Buddies Club, the International Club, and Taft College's newest program, the Transition to Independent Living program. I'm going to have to get a picture of this. Hi, Kanoi!
Look at all those shining faces.
Some ball players on there. There he goes. All right. We got some lollipops.
They know we're vulnerable
from Kalai
to
Tevis,
bribing.
who is one of our outstanding female athletes at Taft College and was student body president last year. And she's getting ready to transfer to Hofstra University in New York on an athletic scholarship.
Oh my goodness, how exciting. That's fantastic. Brown and Reich Petroleum, it's a gusher. Brown and Reich serves up Blowout 2000 with an animated remembrance of the Midway Gusher with the Bear family coming into town after the oil boom. And I happen to know that this was designed by Paula Bryant and worked on by Sharon Reich on there. There's Bobby Reich, and there's Paula over there at the side. She's been working on this, and this is just quite a float. Look at that. Isn't that something?
If you hear shutters going off in our microphones, it's because Nancy and I are both taking pictures as the parade goes by.
We're taking advantage of this great spot that we have
exactly.
here.
Yeah, ideal location. We got the best spot, I think, along the parade route.
Absolutely.
And it's a long parade route.
It's a long parade route. A&M Products Johnny Hayride. The big rat driving Johnny and the little rats on their hayride is the mine's crusher operator, Kevin Pinkley. Gail Rutledge portrays Johnny Cat, and the little rats are Jessie Rutledge, Sherry Hoffman, and her children Jessica, Brandon, Alana, Leslie, and Janice. A&M Products has been a leader and an innovator in the field of cat litter since 1949. Oh man, look at this group.
Well, these are folks who call themselves the West Side Wolf Pack.
I love the sound of these bikes. Our parade today is sound-filled. I see all kinds of faces out there I recognize.
Tony Bolivar.
Tony Bolivar, yeah. Local young businessman. Oh, man, look at that. They look like they're having fun. '78 red Cadillac. Sonny and Patsy Billingsley of Maricopa are the proud owners of this candy apple red Cadillac Opera Coupe. It is being driven by their daughter Shelley Gunther. They didn't leave their color up to our imagination.
No,
Dennis.
they didn't.
They wanted us to know for sure.
They didn't trust us, did they?
No, they didn't. I don't blame them.
I think we
wouldn't
could have
trust
done a good job.
We
though.
could have,
I
yes.
think.
That's beautiful.
Okay, this is the Camp Shattuck delivery cart. It's a 3-wheel delivery cart, and the camp was established, remember, Nancy, back in 1892. Of course, we weren't around then.
I don't quite remember
the start of it,
no.
but we've both been there.
Yes.
And since then, it's been a favorite spot for Taft residents for camping and recreation. Ray's Creek runs right through the camp, which has added a rustic chapel this year. And they've also built new restrooms and a park area at Camp Shattuck that was completed this year. Division E, the last division of our grand parade.
Boy, this parade has lived up to everything we heard about it. It has been fantastic. And Eric Cooper and Randy Miller have done a wonderful job on this. A lot of volunteers and a lot of help, but those are the two guys that worked for months and months on
this. And they were working up till the start of the parade, in fact.
Eric even buzzed up here a while ago.
Yes, in a golf cart to bring us some late-dated information. So, this is the Taft Union High School Marching Band. Let's just listen.
Last night at the football game, I was noticing Amy Patasala is the drum major. What an incredible show this young woman put on as she was leading the band at a football game. And the band itself is just great. We're hoping that all those little youngsters at the Lincoln Band will be coming up and giving us a bigger one next time.
Well, now the Victory Bell was in the parade a little earlier, so it went back, and this time is carrying, first time is carrying the Board of Trustees, and now it's carrying the Wildcat cheerleaders.
It certainly is. And we had 2 of the Maids of Petroleum are Wildcat cheerleaders, so they're missing a few. But the band performance last night at the football game was great. But Amy just did a very dramatic job. She has a great style, great presence. The Patasala family has done great, many contributions to Taft in the drama department with her sister Kelly.
And Kelly, Kelly was in the melodrama.
Yes, and her mom is the costume director and puts all those costumes together. And people like this are such an asset for Taft, and many times they're kind of the unsung heroes. They don't get their name in the paper that often, but they really do a lot to help the town. We should say about the cheerleaders, the girls won quite a few awards at last summer's National Cheer Association camp, including Chant Champions, Spirit Stick, and the Stunt Smart Award. They also earned 6 All-American nominees, and 2 members were picked for the All-American team. The cheerleaders have received an invitation to the national cheerleading competitions in Dallas.
Well, we switched from one school to another, from Taft High School to Midway School in Fellows. And this is the Midway School Marching Unit. Midway has been in operation on the west side since 1903. And today, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders are reminding us how the oil and education, how well the oil industry and education work together to benefit everyone. Look at the oil workers they
Oh, this is delightful. Isn't this cute? What a delightful group. Those oil workers are something else.
Nice job. Well, they put a lot of effort into that entry.
So somebody was very creative to come up with that.
Yes.
I don't know who the director of that was, but they were
creative
great.
folks out there at Midway School.
Team Texaco. This hydro crane crew truck is typical of those used in the Texaco field. Today it highlights the many charities and community service organizations Texaco is proud to support. These include Mercy Westside Hospital, Project Clean Air, Taft High School, Midway School, and the United Way. Texaco also was a proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team.
They list all of the organizations and activities that they sponsor on there. Well, this is the Bakersfield Classic Thunderbird Club. They're the Marcells in the first car.
And a beautiful silver
Larry and
T-bird.
Leona.
Isn't that gorgeous? This is my favorite. I have to say,
love these T-birds.
love these T-birds. They just don't come
This
any
club
better.
has appeared in many parades, of course, and celebrations, and often they carry parade dignitaries, like they did with the start of our parade. They also take road trips, participate in car shows, hold conventions. They sponsor charities, and many of the cars have won awards. And these are all 1955, 56, and 57 T-birds.
Oh, that
Look at the
57.
portholes.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, and here's the
Porthole
pink.
hardtop.
And they really came in pink. Isn't that
They sure
wonderful? That's beautiful. Oh, and here's a 56 with the Continental kit on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that something? I got it right. Okay.
Okay, now what color is this one that just went by?
Oh, azure.
Okay.
Oh, and this, man, that's a wonderful pearl rose. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that Continental kit.
It's nice.
Oh, this is a beautiful color. Such a classic.
Truly unique cars and truly unique colors.
Yes. Beautiful. And the beautiful black with white. And notice the white sidewall tires,
Yes.
which of course they don't do
You
anymore.
don't see that much anymore. The wide white walls.
You know, I've never been able to figure out why Ford doesn't come back with that exact body style and put that exact car on the road today.
I think so, because retro is in these
Oh, I
days, isn't
know.
it?
And you know, they've got this new one that they're supposedly coming out with, but it doesn't really
No,
look like that.
doesn't look like the...
Just get
the
out those old
classics.
molds and stamp some of those out.
That's
and
right.
we'd be in line to buy those things.
Well, we go from classic Thunderbirds to motorhomes. These are the Taft Traveling Elks.
I don't see any horns. No antlers?
They meet monthly, though, at various campgrounds throughout the West Coast, and they have campouts. And these three motorhomes are driven by Troy Chapman and family, the Jess McCarthy family, and the Glenn Black family.
Oh, one of my favorite stories from Oildorado years ago, Glenn Black loaned us this enormous motorhome for the girls to change clothes in. And when the contest was over, no one was around, and so I drove it home. And I had
To
never
your home?
No, to his home. But I had to drive it out of the arena at Franklin Field, and I had about 3 inches clearance on
Oh,
each
my
side.
gosh.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
this
isn't
must
this
be
gorgeous?
This must be the Blacks.
Yep.
And when I drove that up in front of Glenn's house and rang the doorbell, and he came out, and I said I drove it. I'd love to have had a picture of his face. A woman had driven his motorhome, and a woman he didn't even really knew how to drive.
A Gulfstream Scenic Cruiser.
That
Well, look at
is
the oil
something.
field painting on the back.
I wonder if that's Fred Holmes's. Fred Holmes has quite a beautiful
I think
motorhome.
Fred's is different, though.
Do
yeah,
you?
Fred's, yeah.
Okay, number 24. We better get caught up here. Miss Mary is a 1930 Model A sedan driven by Russ Mason, his passenger Karen Mason, and Cecily Cooper of True Value. The car was purchased from Gordon Stanford when he was a flight instructor at Gardner Field. My goodness.
We had 2 Model A's in a row there. Well, you know, Nancy, the weather has held out kind of nicely. I think we all kind of were cringing and holding our breath after we heard last night's weather forecast that it was going to be windy and perhaps a little sprinkly and rainy today. We have the cloud cover, which is keeping the temperatures down, but keeping them in quite comfortable range. I still see a lot of people in shirt sleeves and in shorts out here along the parade route. So the weather has cooperated beautifully.
It certainly
and
has.
And it's fitting because that's the way Oildorado has gone all these past 9 days. Well, this is the Elk Hills School. Elk Hills is still gushing, with kids that is. And the school has 80 students currently.
He's correcting us. 80.
81. All right.
It's a good school district.
Look at the hard hats, and then put oil on their cheeks.
Make them look like they've been out in a gang, huh? The 1923 Model T Ford. Bird.
Spartanburg.
Yes, of Taft is the owner of this Model T. Well, that's
Well, that
something.
looks different from the Model Ts we saw earlier in the parade.
Yeah, I don't think the
custom one.
first Model Ts had those wide wheels. Oh, the family of Tessie Garrett
Here come
living
the
in
Garrett
Taft since
family.
1909.
Your Jan's back.
All right. Okay, drive a little slower here. We got to get some pictures of this group. We all went to school with at least one Garrett. They're here, they've been here, and they will be here forever. Jan's a member of the school board at Taft High, and you can go away, but you can never leave Taft. You got to come
right.
back. What a great group.
Well, here's another great rig that's out at the West Kern Oil Museum. This is a 1925 Dodge truck. It was restored by the folks at Chevron USA. Mike Sugart, Ron Rothkar, and Bill Rosen all worked on that. And the truck has worked in the oil fields in the early days, and it's one of those featured again at the West Kern Oil Museum Transportation Building. Ron Bracken and Randy Stevenson are driving it.
Eric is out here in his golf cart with Nikki, and they have done a great job. Boy, they deserve a lot. Let's give them a hand for the parade they've put on today. They really deserve it. Most people have no concept of what it takes to put on something like this.
And as we can see, they're still working.
They're still working.
They're still working.
We're almost to the end of the parade, and they are still working.
Oh, look at this next entry. Has a hydraulic. I don't think we've ever had an entry that has
We thought
these great hydraulics.
our riverboat was high. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Oh, and it's gushing oil. Streamers, black streamers.
I believe this is designed by Ed Gaither. This has all been brought about by Ed Gaither. This is a surprise that Ed put together representing the Chamber Gala. The Chamber wants to congratulate Taft on its 90th birthday. The Chamber has been serving the community for 87 years and wants to thank all those who are sponsors of the gala. Chevron Pipeline and Production is sponsoring the float. This is really something.
Certainly unique, isn't it?
Yes, it's spewing out confetti and streamers, and this was a surprise that Ed's had in store for the community for quite some time. Didn't want anybody to talk about it, and
is that right?
he's an amazing organizer. This young man volunteered all of his time to put on this gala, like I say, with lots and lots of help. But as a director, he's really something.
Well, maybe when they get down here in front of our cameras, they'll elevate the derrick again.
Yes, hopefully they'll do that again. He was telling me about this a couple of months ago, but he said you can't tell the soul because I don't want anybody to know about it. Keep it a secret. And he obviously did.
It's been a great surprise. I think
has.
Judging from the reaction of the crowd up at 5th and Center, I think it is a good surprise.
These little guys carrying the Taft Chamber of Commerce sign.
Well, we're starting to wind down. We only have a couple of more entries left in our parade. We had 133 altogether, which is certainly one of the larger parades ever seen here in Taft.
And now we're hoping they'll stop and give us a show again. There's Ed. He's even driving the truck. That's really something. We don't want them to stop under a
power line going across.
You suppose they're out? They probably shot all their confetti. And there's the boards that Ed has taken everywhere showing all the sponsors for the gala.
I noticed the top of the derrick, instead of a crown up there, it has a birthday cake.
Yes.
It's designed to be a birthday cake celebrating Taft's 90th birthday. So folks of Chevron had a big hand in that, I can see.
They certainly did.
Well, we've certainly had a great crowd out for the parade, and I know in coming up the street as and handing out the booklets for the parade announcers, I noticed people started gathering quite early.
Oh, really?
I noticed people walking up by my house this morning carrying lawn chairs, to walk up to the parade route. So they started arriving pretty early, and I think they haven't been disappointed.
No, I'm sure they haven't been. I've been amazed at the number of entries we've had and how well organized it is.
Coming up next is the Taft College Monday Night Dixieland Band. Marlene Mudge is the director of this group of student and community musicians, and they all get together every Monday night and have a jam session. The Monday Night Dixieland Band. See Mike McCormick with his trumpet.
Hey, Mike, good job.
John Tragesser.
Sorry, didn't mean to hit that microphone.
I've done that a couple of times with my camera.
And the Chevron Valley Credit Union was established in 1935 and has been serving the community for many years. The folks at Chevron Valley say happy birthday, Taft.
And that certainly is a fitting conclusion to
Give
our
it-
Blowout 2000 Grand Parade.
Hope everyone enjoyed it as much as we did. We want to thank our camera crew and again Taft High School for some of the equipment. Don Gillespie puts this on and does a
Don
great
Gillespie,
job.
yeah, Chromatella Production, and Bill Nelson came over here from Bakersfield. Bill's a Taftian and is the director of our production today. And Justin Harp is the technician, and of course David Mitchell has been staffing that camera down on the street and giving us some great close-up shots of the parade entries today. And so this sort of wraps up a Oildorado Blowout 2000 Grand Parade. There's still a lot more to go on during our Oildorado celebration, the rodeo event this afternoon, lots of barbecues. There's going to be a ton of beef consumed in Taft this afternoon.
Oh, and the dances tonight.
The dances tonight, several dances with live bands, the football game at Martin Memorial Stadium, and then also, and we haven't mentioned it very much, but the Art and Craft Fair down at the Civic Center Park. That place is just jammed with vendors and artists and all kinds of artisans and craft people. And so they'll be going real strong, not only all day today, but all day Sunday. Down at the craft fair. And then, of course, be sure to stop by the Taft Airport. Take a look at the vintage warbirds that are on display down there. There's a firefighting helicopter down there, some vintage jet aircraft. There's going to be there was a pancake breakfast this morning, so still a lot to go on as we head into the 10th and final day of Blowout 2000.
And it's been a great celebration. We want to thank the Oildorado committee that's worked so hard on it. President Jim Swearingen has done a terrific job. And all the people that he had on his committee have obviously done their jobs.
Well, it takes a lot of folks and a lot of time and a lot of effort to put something of this magnitude on. You know, this is the largest celebration or event of its kind other than the Kern County Fair.
Yes.
And so we have the very largest one. So. Oh, I hear that. It sounds like the Oildorado posse and the Wood Nickel gang. Here they come around the corner down there, and they're still gunfighting.
They're still fighting. Isn't that great? These guys just do not lose their enthusiasm.
They just don't want to quit. They don't know how to quit. Well, thank you very much for those of you who joined us during this live cable cast. The program will be repeated on cable channel 11 on videotape during the next week. We thank you for joining us, and we've had a great time.
Thank you again.